Good morning, everyone. I'm Darrell Osby of the Los Angeles County Fire Department. And this morning, the Los Angeles County Fire Department is pleased to welcome back once again the CL-415 SuperScoopers and the Erickson Helitanker to Southern California. These aircraft are essential in relation to assisting our firefighters during this wildland fire season. Throughout the year, our firefighters train each and every day to ensure that they're providing the best emergency services to the citizens here in Los Angeles County. In this county, over the last few months, we've already witnessed several brush fires. We've seen fires in Malibu, Castaic, Santa Clarita, Laverne, Lancaster, ranging from 50 acres to over 800 acres. With this year's rainfall, as you saw, we got a lot of rainfall this year, and growth, we are predicting one of the more active fire seasons. We've had dead grass throughout the county of Los Angeles with this record heat that we've had, coupled with 5 years of dead vegetation that we just received from the recent drought. So with heavier rainfalls than normal, higher temperatures, and dead fuse, we are expecting a very busy wildland season for the remainder of the year. Our projections articulate for our weather for the remainder of the year to be warmer than predicted, and also several Santa Ana wind events through early winter. Collectively, throughout this season and previous seasons, this region has been seeing and experiencing hotter days and longer fire seasons, almost lasting throughout the year. With the SuperScoopers and Helitankers now available, it's our objective to ensure that if there is an incident, that we can keep it small, keep it from growing to a major incident. The Los Angeles County Fire Department's goal is that when we have a wildland incident, to the 90 percentile, to keep those incidents 10 acres or less. Because of the increased water dropping capabilities of the SuperScoopers and Helitankers, which the SuperScoopers can drop 1,600 gallons of water per drop, 3,200 gallons in tandem. The Helitanker can draw 2,600 gallons of water, and the Firehawk can drop over 1,000 gallons of water, will assist our firefighters. These aircraft behind me, our firefighters that train each and every day, are not the only resources that we depend on. We also ask for our citizens to partner with us. As I've stated before, over 90% of wildland incidents are created by humans. So if you live in a wildland environment, it is extremely important for you to remain safe. We ask, and we've already indicated from the LA County Fire Department, that there are no open flames in those areas. Be careful if you're using power tools. Be careful if you're smoking. If you see something, dial 911 immediately for us to start responding. For our citizens watching, for our public education, you can go to the Los Angeles County Fire Department website and pick up our Ready, Set, Go brochure. Our website is fire.lacounty.gov, or you can visit any local fire station. There are 3 points that I would like to emphasize in our Ready, Set, Go program. Number 1 is the proper brush clearance. You need to have the proper brush clearance and defensible space, enabling our firefighters to protect your homes. Recognizing if we have simultaneous events or major events, that we might not be able to have a fire engine at every home or every block. So proper brush clearance is essential in ensuring the potential protection of your home. Number 2 is to ensure that you have an evacuation plan in advance of the incident, that you have your valuables, important documentations, medication, evacuation route established prior to an incident. And last but not least, that if our firefighters or law enforcement ask you to evacuate, please evacuate. The number one priority for our firefighters is life. And it always saddens us when we see loss of life. And unfortunately, I was just looking at a documentary over this past week of other wildland fires where people have died because they didn't evacuate soon enough. Even in our county last year and throughout the state, people have died because they did not evacuate. And from the perspective of the fire chief and for firefighters, I couldn't imagine what it would be like to be asked to evacuate my home or for them to be asked to evacuate their home. But please let them come in and do their jobs. We can always say rebuild a house if it's lost. The grass and vegetation will always grow back, but we can never bring back a life. So please follow instructions if you're asked to evacuate. My last area I would like to cover is drones. Over the last several years, we've had an increased complexity in relation to the number of drones around wildland incidents. From my perspective as the fire chief, there is no reason for you to fly a drone in our environment. If you are flying a drone, it hampers our ability to combat the fire. It puts our pilots at extreme risk where they may lose their lives. As a matter of fact, there have been incidents where we had to land our aircraft because of drones. Do not fly drones in a wildland fire environment. If you do, we will hunt you down. You can be arrested and convicted and fined up to $25,000 in relation to drones in that environment. And on behalf of the Los Angeles County Fire Department, once again, we would like to thank Quebec for the relationship in relation to the SuperScoopers. This is the 24th year. And also, I'd like to take this moment to thank the Honorable Board of Supervisors. Each and every year, they support the Los Angeles County Fire Department in relation to our mission. This year alone, they've allocated us a spending authority to spend up to $9 million in relation to contract air that you see behind us. With that being stated, one of the most staunch advocates and supporters of the Los Angeles County Fire Department, I would like to bring to the microphone next, our Honorable Catherine Barger of the 5th District.
I just have a few things to say. First of all, I want to acknowledge the men and women of LA County Fire Department under the leadership of Chief Osby. We have the best of the best, bar none. What we have today is an incredible relationship with the government of Quebec. As Chief Osby said, it's been over 24 years of them bringing down these incredible SuperScoopers to us with the mechanics and the pilots to support us as we move forward with fire season. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is for the people in LA County to understand that you are part of the solution. It's important to clear the brush around your home. It's important, if you live in a high fire area, to listen to those around you when they say there's a need to evacuate. Life is not worth the fact that when we have individuals that are not willing to evacuate, you're not only putting your life in risk, but also the lives of the men and women who are in there fighting that fire. So I really encourage you, while this is going to help us as we move forward in getting these fires, and you've heard we've had them in the 5th District, Castaic, Santa Clarita, Laverne, the Antelope Valley. I know it's going to be a hot season. We need to work together to make sure that not only do we do the right thing, but if there is a fire, and we have, again, by far the best in air ops with the LA County Fire, but also with these SuperScoopers, we will tackle these fires. But it's important that we work with you, the public, to make sure that if, and maybe when there is a fire, that you listen to those in charge and recognize that it's important for you to be prepared. And again, I want to thank the government of Quebec. You have been a true partner, and I know that these get a lot of use up in Quebec. I know that bringing them down here, we got them a little early, But my goal is to continue this relationship, and am truly grateful on behalf of Los Angeles County, the entire 10 million people, to have this relationship, and for the fact that you have made this a partnership that truly is about partnering together for public safety. So thank you very much.
So right now I'd like to introduce Quebec's government delegate, Elizabeth McKay.
Supervisor Barger, Chief Osby, commandant et membre de l'équipage du service aérien du gouvernement du Québec, crew members, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor for me as Quebec's government delegate to be here once again this year to underline the unique collaboration between the government of Quebec and the Los Angeles County Fire Department. The Quebec Government Office in LA was established in 1970, and for the last 47 years, we have been working with California to encourage stronger academic relations and cultural ties between our respective regions. The collaboration which we are underlining today with the LA County Fire Department to protect the lives, the homes, and the land of the Angelenos is one of the partnerships for which we are most proud, along, of course, with our agreements with the state of California on climate change and the cap and trade for carbon market. Since 1993, men and women from Quebec have been coming to California at this time of year, when the fire season at home is less active, to ensure that the 2 SuperScoopers leased from our government are airworthy and ready to join your firefighters in battling wildfires that may break out in the Los Angeles County. For 24 years now, these 2 CL-415 SuperScoopers have year after year been flying your skies and have quite literally been saving lives in California. The CL-415s is the only purpose-built aircraft made exclusively to fight forest fires. They were designed by Bombardier to fight fires in Quebec, a territory which is 4 times the size of California. This being said, operating these planes is for experts only. These incredible crew members who arrived here last week need nerves of steel. Their very challenging task is to masterfully exploit the performances and agility of these Bombardier CL-415s aircraft, scooping water from an open sea or from small reservoirs, flying through erratic winds of narrow mountain canyons, getting to brush fires as quickly as possible to drop around 1,600 gallons of water in a single maneuver, and providing critical and necessary aid to firefighters on the ground. This unique collaboration between our 2 regions has led both sides to share expertise and to learn from each other about the specificity of fighting fires in the Quebec and California terrains. The fact that the SuperScooper pilots and technicians annually work with their LA County counterparts has also led to the development of a mutual confidence that is necessary to ensure the security of men, women working on these dangerous operations and the population as a whole. In closing, this partnership with the LA County is just one example of how we, as members of a common continent, can work together. This concept will be at the forefront of our thoughts as we head into NAFTA negotiation process. Quebec has and always has been a strong supporter of free trade and fair trade. Because of this, we are committed to making a constructive contribution to improving and modernizing NAFTA and create more globally competitive North American economy. Thank you all. Merci beaucoup. Au plaisir.